Hey, Steady Steve, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Oh my gosh. Um, okay, done quite a few videos talking about 37-year-old virgins, 27-year-old virgins, and things like that. But I wanted my channel to be about solutions as much as anything else, and I tried to give a few recommendations. This video and this channel, Coach Kyle, is probably the closest thing that I've seen to something which is going to actually help and give a good breakdown of advice. So let's see what he's got to say.
How to approach any girl during the daytime. You're walking around, going about your day, and you see that hot girl. And I know part of you would love to go and talk to that girl and get her number, but there's also that other part of you that's stopping you from doing it. The anxiety kicks in, your brain starts telling you all these reasons to not go up and approach her, and so you don't. Or maybe you do go talk to her, but there's still something that's off. So in this video, I'm going over the process on how to approach any girl.
The nail on the head. There can be something about your approach which is off, and that's in everything. He's talking about street game. Street game for me is when you're trying to chat somebody up on the street, but that can be any situation. There's an etiquette to this thing, and I think this guy is the closest. Gives the closest thing to what I think also is the correct solutions.
During the daytime. I'm going to be going over the do's and don'ts to approaching, and at the end of the video, it's all going to come together during a live demo. Let's get into the 5 key elements of how to approach any girl during the daytime.
Starting off with number 1, looks. And yes, looks do matter, guys.
A lot of dudes don't realize that the open actually starts the moment the girl sees you, and oftentimes, this is actually before you.
Right, you'll notice, and I will rewind, that she gave him a look and a smile. Listen, if somebody gives you a look and a smile anyway, that is a definite kind of, I wouldn't say open door, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but that is definite positivity. That's something that's reason in itself to say hello, right? She's actually making it easy for you to potentially make an approach. She might just be having a good day. Fair enough, in which case, you still got nothing to lose. What's wrong with a hello? You're working on your longer game. Then you'll probably structure your conversation long as of how's she doing, obviously, just to say your greeting and maybe comment on that she seems happy. Okay, I love how you seem happy. That's really nice. So let's go back and just see that again when she gave him the positive body language.
Starting off with number 1, and yes, looks do matter, guys.
A lot of dudes don't realize that the open actually starts the moment the girl sees you, and oftentimes.
Exactly. So she gave him a look, which made it easy for the opening. But really what they're talking about in point number 1 is, you listen, if you're single, and especially if you're kind of open to, if you do happen to bump into somebody, it could be anywhere on the street, in the shops, or wherever it's going to be, then obviously you're going to want to look your best, which will give you the best chance. So be on point.
This is actually before you even say anything.
Women will instinctually begin to categorize you when they first see you. We need to look at a person and be able to assess if he's a threat or a potential person of value.
Understand, if you're going up during the daytime to approach a really attractive girl and you look like a homeless man, there's going to be a lot of resistance. And so part of the assessment comes from your look, your fashion, your physique, your grooming, your face, your presentation as a whole.
This will be the first thing people judge you on before they even speak to you.
So now let's move into the more technical elements. We do have a couple to discuss, and then towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys exactly what to say to actually get the conversation going.
But for now, let's move to number 2, the distance and angle of your approach.
See, most men approach women in a way that's uncomfortable, and it triggers an instinctual fight or flight response, resulting in the girl rejecting.
100%. Yeah, he categorized it as fight or flight, but you're not the first person to probably talk to this girl on the streets, especially if she's a 9 or a 10 or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's something about your approach. It has to be still kind of relaxed and definitely non-threatening, and there's these kind of cues. Otherwise, it's going to be an instant no matter what you look like.
you before she ever even really got to meet you. So the most effective approach is when the girl can see us at a safe distance and feel comfortable.
Approaching from behind is creepy, and touching us is just worse. So just keep your hands to yourself.
So approaching when you're too close or trying to jump out in front of her and just like get her to stop, it's also going to trigger an instinctual automatic rejection. So the best angle to actually go in and approach.
I really like how they did that. He kind of like sprung it on her, and obviously it's that kind of and that for a woman especially, she doesn't know you, for goodness sake. That's going to be a no. And then you see her face when she kind of like swung her bag. I will go back again. He made an approach. It was too sudden. She kind of defensively swung her bag and defended herself with her arm. That's not putting her in a positive mindset to say hello. Yeah, that distance thing, absolutely. Let's go back a little bit.
So approaching when you're too close or trying to jump out in front of her and to stop, it's also going to trigger an instinctual automatic rejection. So the best angle to actually go in and approach is from the side at a safe distance while still being slightly in front of her. That way she can see you as well. So oftentimes when this is done properly, you get the girl to slow down, really stop you right there anyway.
And not all girls are gonna stop for you. Sometimes they're genuinely busy, and a lot of the times, most women will not stop to speak to a stranger.
Try to stop the girl, but also at the same time, be prepared that you may have to keep walking with her.
At least until we see that you're cool.
So now that we're approaching from the right angle, the next thing that's gonna happen is the girl's gonna be.
Yeah, but also like read the signals. Read the signals. You made her approach. If she's just genuinely not interested, she doesn't want to stop, she's making excuses, she's looking uncomfortable, listen, let her go.
Looking at you, okay? And that's also just to assess, is this a person that's a threat or is this a person of potential value?
And that's why number 3 is your smile.
So back in 2014, when I did my first 5 approaches with women, they all resulted in an automatic rejection. And the main reason was because I wasn't smiling at all. I was
100%. You know what? Just listen. I've got to relate it to my own experience very quickly. When I was younger, that was my main problem. I was just too cool, just too stoic in most situations, and a smile just kind of lightens everybody, makes everybody relaxed, and it's that friendly tones. You try to be friendly, right? You know what I mean? You just got to be friendly. Smile, for goodness sake, and they give some great advice. And just so you don't miss it, I'm going to go back.
in 2014, when I did my first 5 approaches with women, they all resulted in an automatic rejection. And the main reason was because I wasn't smiling at all. I was very nervous back then. I had a lot of anxiety. And when I went up and approached these girls, I had a very serious serial killer type look on my face. Imagine walking down the street and there's like an aggressive looking man with a serial killer type face trying to stop and have a conversation with you.
I hate that. Automatic no.
Automatically you'd be scared, concerned, and you're just thinking like eject or go around this guy.
It's interesting because a lot of guys don't smile.
Yeah, it's just again, automatic no, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, you got to think, you got to understand the code. These guys understand the code, and yeah, just yeah, as well as being creepy and like kind of aggressive and that kind of, oh, I don't know how to assess this person. And if you don't know somebody, assessment is no, I'm gonna go. And they probably do it all the time. So the more kind of relaxed that it feels, the better chance, the better success that you've got.
Yeah.
They all look so like angry and sus for no reason.
Exactly. That's what men are constantly doing to women. So by adding in the smile, it displays you're friendly, you're not a threat, you're social, and also you have a certain level of confidence to you. I would actually recommend smiling before you even look at the girl. That way the first moment she sees you, you're already like a confident dude that's smiling.
A confident guy who's smiling will definitely trigger positive emotions, which could lead to a conversation. And now number 4, your voice.
So in a minute, I'm gonna demo for you guys exactly what to say to the girl to get into a conversation. But before we talk about what to say, let's talk about your voice and more importantly, how you're gonna say it.
Me and my friends go out, and a lot of the time, guys can't get our attention because they approach with a very low, weak voice.
A lot of the times, the dude actually thinks.
You don't know how many times I've seen that. I've seen that amongst a group of my friends in general and other guys as well. Somebody's going past, especially in a loud bar or something like that. They don't know you. They're not expecting something. And you just, hey, It's like an afterthought, and it's definitely not worthy of attention. It's like, oh, they talking to me? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. These are women of status, and they've been talked to before. And if she hasn't given you that positive language, and even if she has, she might not notice that you're necessarily talking to her, and she's not going to assume and put herself on the line, like expose herself, like she's almost chatting you up. Because most girls are never going to chat you up, and they're never going to seem like they're chatting you up. And that's not what we're talking about. So just be confident about it and exactly what they said, not a half whisper. And also, you're not shouting down her ears either. There needs to be that sensible balance. Let's go back because it's so important.
Friends go out, and a lot of the time, guys can't get our attention because they approach with a very low, weak voice.
A lot of the times, the dude actually thinks he's getting rejected, when in reality, half the time, the girl didn't even realize he was trying to talk to her.
Yeah, like,
Hey.
you'll think we heard you, but we're just in our own world.
100%. I've seen it so many times. And I've said it as well. Like, with some, I say just have that kind of soft opener, that 3-second rule, whatever it is, soft opener, but you say it in such a low voice and without real confidence. You're not really engaging her. You're not showing that, that positive body language and everything together. And as I say, a lot of the time I say to my when I've seen it, like, I don't think she realized that you were trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
The problem that happens is the girl, it's like they don't want to bother the girl, and they're weak and apologetic that they're even trying to the girl. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you.
When men come up to us apologetically and
Hey,
weak,
excuse me.
you
Hi.
just...
Sorry.
100%. As I said, if these are the cues, right? These are the cues, the positive things. It ain't going to cover absolutely everything, but I definitely think they're covering the main things in order to boost your chances of success. I say not only chatting to ladies on the street, but just chatting to people in general and being positively social, just to practice your social skills to go out there and put it in the comments if you agree, put it in the comments if you do not agree, put it in the comments if there's something else that these guys have missed or that I've missed that you think needs to be known, and please, just helps everybody overall. We'll only be thankful. Thank you.
very unsure about yourself.
I was just wondering
and
if
insecure.
So weak and apologetic, you're coming off as unconfident. However, loud and serious.
So
Very unsure about yourself.
I was just wondering
and
if
insecure.
So weak and apologetic, you're coming off as unconfident. However, loud and serious, you're probably going to come across as like too aggressive and threatening. Hey, excuse me. So the sweet spot is by being
aggressive, threatening, and also just not good company. You want to be comfortable in the company of this person that you've just met. That needs to be your first impression going forward. I mean, why would it be different if you're coming across as somebody that makes them uncomfortable to be around? I mean, why would you think about, oh yeah, I'll have a couple more hours and days and weeks and years of that or whatever? That's not going to happen.
slightly authoritative. That way you at least get her attention. But then you also need to balance it out by using that smile. And that's what's going to soften it and really hit that sweet spot. So you can get her attention by going in from a safe distance while smiling with a confident voice, downward pitch tonality, and you could say something like, hey, excuse me.
So
Do not miss these points. Downward pitch tonality. I don't know exactly what it means. I think he means more or less like mine, where it's just kind of that relaxed tone. You're not kind of barking at somebody. It's just something, just that relaxed kind of calm tones. Oh, boys.
now that we've approached and have her attention, moving on to number 5, what you say.
By going in and being like really direct, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the girl, and then it's like awkward and uncomfortable, right?
I hate that. Like, too direct is just too much. And, like, you lost
From
me.
a stranger, yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like going in and being super indirect, it's like you never even get to the point, and then you're probably thinking like,
Like, what's the point?
I think the best approach is one that point, like explains to the girl the context as to why you're talking to her, but at the same time, it's not like super direct.
Something in the middle for sure.
So some easy lines I recommend you guys start trying out are, hey, excuse me, I just saw you walking by and I really liked your look. I wanted to come say hi. Or, hey, excuse me, I literally just saw you walking and you caught my eye and I wanted to come meet you really quick. Or, hey, excuse me, I just saw you walking by and I thought you looked really cute. I wanted to come over.
Listen, these are obviously very Americanized, oh, I don't know, America, Canada, whatever it is, Americanized kind of approaches, and obviously you're going to get the fun. These are the fundamentals, and I totally agree. And you can see it hopefully in your mind, if you haven't already. I don't do street game. You know what I mean? I'm just, but even back in the day, I never really done it. But if I did, this is the way I'd go about it. But I say this also applies to areas which are not just the street. You know what I mean? In the bar, making somebody's gone from the bar or just walking past you, and you do a variation of this. Why not? That's an opener. You know what I mean? So put these into your own words, but they say the fundamental foundations are here. Just absolutely amazing advice.
Hi.
Coach Kyle, young man, you know exactly what you are talking about. I could not agree with you more. Oh my gosh. But I actually do think there's a thing that people who are successful in this all have in common. And he has just given us, or given everybody, the code. So please, I hope you find it useful. Please watch it again. Obviously, this man has got many other videos, which I may will also be giving my own kind of little, a little commentary on, just to add a little bit of experience from a man probably twice his age. You know what I mean? So maybe I do have something to say. Hope you found that useful. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That is Steve, and I am out.